and good evening. It is a boy named Sue coming at you live straight from Big Potato. Doing a little chill Sunday today. We're going to be doing Disco Elysium. Maybe we'll finish up day 3. I don't think that it's going to be taking that long. So we might end up ending before the day officially ends or whatever. Last time, what? There was a roll over here that we were getting ready to do. I remember that.
It's you again. What is it?
That's right. Try to convince him that he's being manipulated. What increases your odds of passing the white checks? I want to say it's stuff like that, or like the speed, right? I mean, fuck it, let's just take some speed.
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect.
Will it make me into a super
It'll
cop?
make you into more than that. A mega cop. This is your modus operandi. This is how you've done it for years. Let's go.
But Kim's here. He'll be disappointed.
See, that's your problem. A lack of confidence. Speed can help you with that. And, Kim, it can help you with everything.
This is going to be really bad for my health, though,
It's
isn't
not
it?
ideal, no. But you need the zeal. Let's face it, you're never going to finish this case without cheating.
Alright, my body's ready. Let's do
Raise
this.
the peptide bottle. Press one nostril closed and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic and stings a bit inside your nose.
Good to have you back, Officer Megacop. The world's been
Now
waiting.
the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity, your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. And, let's be honest, there's a little chest pain. The good kind, of course. You may want to blast a nosophed or something. You could work with this high. Like, literally work. Solve the case. File some papers. Maybe clean up your hostel room. Then solve another case. Then start a side investigation into the paranatural. Then build a radio computer. Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit is disco.
I've been playing this game completely
Time
wrong.
for a little truth. Tell the lieutenant you did some. Clear the air.
Kim, I did a little speed. I hope you don't mind. It was for professional
I'm not
reasons.
your mother. I don't care. Do what you have to do.
As long as you remain functional, he thinks. Now, let's get back to work.
Feels great. Are there any downsides to this at all?
You kidding? There are downsides to not being on it. There are massive downsides. It's a potent neurotoxin. You're turning yourself into a frayed idiot.
Cool. Let's
Spring,
boogie.
spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task in the task chain.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a speed button. Speed gives +1 to motoric skills. Perception, reaction speed, hand-eye coordination, savoir...
Okay.
It's you again. What is it?
I want to see how much that increased our chances of passing this. It didn't increase our chances. Well, that's disappointing. We're gonna quick save because I really don't want to miss that roll. So I'm gonna be cheap.
It's you again. What is it?
Glasia is playing them like a...
Yeah, I'm being cheap. I don't care.
It's you again. What is it?
Glasia is...
But yeah, I've been playing this game all wrong. I should have been doing more drugs the entire time.
It's
Drinking
you
more
again.
alcohol.
What is it?
Having more fun. That and one of my biggest regrets was not giving in to the
Convince Titus
communist
he's
boss.
being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. But you know someone who might.
One of his boys
Fat
will.
Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility. Outside in the evening light, ruined and old, shadows lengthen on the pavement. A distant gunshot.
Alright, that's it then. Case closed. We're going home, Kim.
He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. And Martinez, they just kill you because they don't
Good.
like you.
Kill you because they don't like you. All because
Because of some
Bring
chick.
that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
The man's fists under the table are balled. You can tell from his neck and shoulders. He means it.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the Wild North.
They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even
It wasn't
remember.
that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely
Fire.
calm.
A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
Or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him? For no fucking
We didn't
reason?
kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him?
Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in.
Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
The room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus
Angie,
wheeze.
where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
She walks off without looking
What
back.
just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
Sorry I made you guys fight.
Me too.
Can't
The
do that.
lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
So you didn't kill him. He was already
He
dead.
nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death, the bullet in his head.
Another nod.
Cause
Why?
the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
What happened Sunday
Classier
night?
came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How'd
I've
you
done
know?
this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
The rat-faced man
You don't get
snickers.
to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
What
We
happened
went
then?
upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
So he was killed up on the roof. Wow. It's all coming together, huh? Who's Tibbs, the eighth Hardy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess.
If Classier didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
She told me some people were after her from Oranje. She wouldn't say more.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she shows up on police radar.
These people, who
They're
are they?
powerful, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
So who killed the Merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Okay, what were you
I'm
thinking?
thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Clausia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And you had ideas about his past
My
too?
dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Training. Years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
He pauses.
Tell
to
you what
think.
I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
He's calm now, threw all that turmoil away, and became himself again.
Whose idea was it to hang him anyway?
In a
Hers?
manner of speaking.
What do you
We
mean?
had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker. The missing eighth Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
A little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
You know, it is okay for there to be a Hardy girl, Titus.
We're Hardy Boys. And that's it.
Sure. But can you tell me anything about this affiliate then? Name, current location?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to.
Alright. Thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last
You
time.
do that. Hey, cop. Before you go,
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags in a warm column.
she, Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
Still, after all this headache,
But you would still prefer if we didn't take
that's
her away.
right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
Lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket and turns to leave. Man, I'm really, really enjoying this game. It's like really good at like establishing a setting and like just really putting you in there. I don't know. The descriptive storytelling is just like masterful. Alright. So, do we go talk to her really quick then? I guess that's what we do. I don't know, I feel like you could like still like talk to other people. I'm not sure if like going and talking to her is going to like force us to like try to bring her in or like do some other action. Oh, we'll save beforehand. And the music is also, I know I say this like every time I stream this, but the music's also just so good in this game. It really sticks in my head for a while afterwards when I play it. Alright.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
The Hardy Boys told us what really
I
happened.
understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the
Just
table.
like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
You don't look surprised. You were expecting
I
this.
knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
That's not a good enough
You're
reason.
right. There's more.
Or
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
she reaches for a new
Briefly
cigarette.
glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again, where the cold oceanic expanse lies, and behind it, another world.
Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral
You
intern?
share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights the cigarette. Is this part of why Aranye is a bad memory for you?
I have people after me. And they have friends in the moral intern. Some are moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
He taps on his
The
notebook.
job was Louis County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Louis Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
It's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting,
She shakes her head at the
a
thought.
lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
What did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
That's not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
By not remembering a single goddamn
That
thing.
would do the trick, yes.
She has almost devoured the cigarette she lit. She looks at it sadly. What happened here, the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me exactly what
Okay.
happened.
He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
A great pain moves through her, a dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Then
He
what
was
happened?
heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then run downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her
I waited
sides.
for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette, miss.
Oh,
She looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. I'm sorry that this happened to you.
so am I.
She immediately proceeds to light
What
another
time
one.
was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What'd you do
nothing.
then?
I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
Why didn't you run away from here? As a matter of fact, why are you here now?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Before we continue, who is Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys.
She says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy
Well,
Boys.
Nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Okay, let's go on. What
Well,
then?
Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you
Ruby
do?
went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging
Ruby
him?
said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did.
This Ruby. Where is this Ruby
I don't
now?
know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot.
It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Clausia.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
Did you kill Lily?
What? Why would I put myself through this insanity? Get myself cornered like this?
There's
He
a
wouldn't
silence.
have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet, sweet drugs. It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around. Close to her hand. A military weapon using jacketed ammunition.
Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Downstairs, people have this crazy idea that you killed
I'm
him.
sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
She's getting scared now. Of you. The downstairs people. All of it.
It's okay if you did it in self-defense.
I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before. That wasn't what happened.
Desire drives people loco.
She simply shakes her head.
Drugs were an integral part of your relationship. Perhaps they contributed to its
What
end.
does that mean?
Do drugs make you aggressive?
No. People don't take drugs to kill each other. They take them to feel okay with each other. I thought Ravishal would be more enlightened about this. Especially since you've taken them yourself.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Me and my drugs are none of your business.
I'm sorry. I withdraw what I said. I didn't mean to judge anyone.
You must have had a weapon nearby. Did you use that?
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
The bullet in his head. It was jacketed, military grade. Who else here has a military
I don't
rifle?
know. His friends have rifles. Maybe those psychos did it. Coalition military have rifles. I'm not a munitions expert, and I did not shoot him.
Alright. I'd like to ask you some more
Like what?
questions. She waits, her light brown eyes wandering over the floor, over your face. Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I
And?
thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone
She looks at her
so
cigarette.
they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
But maybe
I
it
just
did?
don't know. I don't know anything.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
the answer comes
Which
fast.
is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
So you'd have us believe, but you're not. Or actually, you know what? I don't think so. Why'd you
have
do
to
it?
understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then? She did, of course. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer, and it makes you sweat.
When was the window changed?
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
She takes
You
drag.
should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
In her bedroom, inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Alright, I think we're done here
She
for now.
nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
Lieutenant glances at you and then
He's
at the door.
thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody.
I don't know about that.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
I was
If it
right.
weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate.
It killed him.
No. Communism killed him. Remember? Love made it possible. You know this much.
What is communism
You
in
do
this?
not know. A wind of needles. Airships flutter in the stratosphere.
How do I know all this
Who
then?
knows? It's getting cold out. You should go.
I feel like saying those things to her is just kind of cruel at this point. Saying that love did him in or whatever.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Okay. Let me try
The
it.
golden light melts away
Nice.
into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
What position are
Like
they
the
in?
witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
Where does it come
From the
from?
roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Inspect the ghostly
The man
figures.
does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Have a look at the point A.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Should there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
So I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from?
72%, with a weapon that fires jacketed ammunition, likely a rifle. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies.
Could the shot have come from inside the room?
Point
Closer
X
point.
would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, Detective.
I was interested as to what it would say, because obviously it came from outside. Okay. Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Could there have been another point of origin further away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez.
You would need a map for that. A map of Martinez.
There was a map on sale bookstore, wasn't there? Map of Martinez? You
You're
need one.
thinking, what if the shot didn't come from the roof? There was
Yes.
a map in the bookstore. We should come back with it. Compare the landscape to the radius of the shot.
We'll see how much the map is.
The same two neon-lit shapes.
Damn it. I was trying to go to the window, I was trying to go to the stairs. I don't know how much use he's going to be at this point, but let's go talk to the smoking man on the balcony. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Come on. There he is. Hello, friend.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his
It
cigarette.
feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight. And his shirt is still unbuttoned.
We got your hint. Found the key right under that
Beautiful.
stone. He replies, smiling. As he looks at you, something sparkles in
So
his
tell me,
eyes.
are you here to make things right again?
It's what I'm aiming for, yes.
Beautiful.
He says again. A nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out the slender
I have some good news for
cheekbones.
you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
He nods towards door 28. Is it Friday tonight? Feels like
yeah,
Friday.
it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather.
Why would I want to meet your
Trust
friend?
me, you do.
Alright. I'll talk to him, but first I want to talk to you. I have so many
That's nice,
questions.
but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark, and the neighboring windows have lit up, one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
Run where?
To the city. It's a beautiful night.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Alright. Only if you promise that we'll talk again. It's important.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, all right?
There's something so different about him that I just can't put my finger
Different,
on.
of course.
I think he's got a crush on him. It's just something so mysterious about the way he
Something
talks and
so
moves.
mysterious about the way he talks.
Lieutenant squints his eyes, trying to hold back laughter. Very
Very.
mysterious.
Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
He nods at the apartment before you. Quarterly business magazine. Flyers for underground parties. Dishes soaked up in a pot. Empty ashtray. Dates for open lectures at a local university. Exquisite canopy bed made of metal. Old photo of the same apartment dated year 01. Expensive men's perfume lingers in the air. Buckets of paint on a layer of old
Officers
newspapers.
of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
The man in business casual removes his
You
cufflinks.
shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, you feel this man is your superior. Superior, but he's not in the command chain.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot. Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here. Yeah, let's fuck with him. Who does he think he is? Assisting you?
Before we go on, I absolutely have to inquire about this wonderful
Oh yes,
canopy.
my friend has a great eye for these things. He refuses to tell me where it came from. It's a mystery. I believe they call this type of frame industrial. It's very comfy. That's really all I can tell you about it.
He forms a little rooftop with his fingers. Cold air sweeps in from
That
the
didn't
balcony.
work at all. What was that? You were supposed to fuck with him, not compliment the decor. The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
You actually witnessed
I'm
the
sorry
lynching?
to say I did, officer.
The man gives a
He
solemn
didn't see
nod.
the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him talk. He may know more than even he knows.
Start from the beginning if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood I should not be seeing this.
That lines up with previous testimony, doesn't it? Well done, detective.
Thank you, sir. I think we've got the picture. Anything else stand out?
Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. Quietest lynching I've ever heard of, let alone heard. But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the men and women serving in the RCM is well-deserved.
What's an official like you doing
The
in Martinique?
coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Okay, but what are you doing here in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
So you're some kind of bureaucrat?
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stabilité. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter.
What is this international community?
La Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
And what do I call the
Your
coalition?
employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration.
What is the price stability?
It is
or
the
whatever?
most important thing.
That clears
It's the
everything
central
up.
goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stabilité works to keep inflation just below 2%.
Well, 2%
But
of
not
what?
too far below. No. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
You're not answering my questions at
The
all.
coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
All right, sure. Give me a
sound
leaflet.
monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the Moral Inter. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the Moral Intern's commitment to transparency.
Yeah, I've heard about this moral intern before, but I want to
It's
know
the
more.
International Organization for Moralists, hence Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
So what I'm hearing is that we're moral intern bitches? We're moral intern bitches.
Doing one's job doesn't automatically make one anyone's bitch. Besides, there are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
Are you a
But
moralist?
of course. Because
why?
moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values.
Lieutenant, are you a moralist?
Me? I'm a lieutenant of the RCM, dedicated to maintaining law and order in Ravachol.
A very moralist answer.
The lieutenant
Yeah,
is
nice.
practiced in the art of putting on a show for one's superiors.
What is a normal,
The
stable
Occident
world?
is part of the normal world. Oranje, Sur-la-Clé.
Martinez doesn't seem very normal or stable to me.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
What about the rest of Revachol? Is it part of the normal world?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
It gives you an approving nod. Democracy is a meaningless sham as long as the working class is under the boot heel of capital.
Of course, the detective's personal views do not represent the views of the RCM.
Ah, my friend. But the lesson of the revolution is that communism does not work.
And you're telling me this world here is working
It's
out well?
moving towards the right direction, and that's all that matters. Progress is measured in centimeters, my friend. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Tell me about
What's there to
Sur-la-Clef.
say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that
Sur-la-Clé.
measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
What makes Revachol Sur-la-Chefs, or Sur-la-Cleves, whatever fucking, however you pronounce that shit. What makes it its
Because a
darling?
great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé. Its language,
Sur-la-Clé.
its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur-la-Clé's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
That sounds pretty good, though, you know? Go for some meatballs and mashed potatoes. Tell me about Oranje.
Oranje is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur-la-Clé, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community.
Okay, but outside of EPIS, what is Oranje?
Oranje's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced services and generally acts as an engine for sustainable change in the international community.
Can't you just talk like a normal
About
person? About Oranje, just tell me what it's like there.
It's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their horse cars run on time, the people are polite and efficient. Like I said, they are an example for less emerged nations to follow.
If he knows so much about Oranje, maybe he also knows about Oranje's mercenaries.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Whatever you wish, officer.
I am not going to tell him that. The man who was lynched outside your window is from Oranje.
Oh, that's unusual. The Oranjés are not the kind of people you associate with heinous crimes. It's such an upstanding and responsible country.
It's not how I would describe
Well,
this guy.
certainly one cannot rely simply on generalizations. That would go against our commitment to individual freedoms. And, of course, any loss of life is a tragedy. So tell me, what have you learned about the victim?
He liked to get high and brag about war crimes he committed.
Extremely distasteful behavior. I cannot condone either drug use or needless boasting. Suffice it to say, that is not how we do things in Sur-la-Clé.
That's because they're all a bunch of squares who like to sit around with their fingers up each other's assholes.
Okay. He was a poor kid before the Oranje's government put him in a military
It's the
academy.
responsibility of any good welfare state to take care of its most unfortunate citizens.
They turned him into a psychopathic killing
They
machine.
gave him a successful career.
The man holds up a finger as though he's made a brilliant point.
Yes. Killing was his business, and business was good. Did he love it before they made him do it again and again and again?
What else has your investigation uncovered?
After he was discharged from the military, he joined a mercenary outfit named
That is
Fresnel.
extremely unfortunate. Yes, it's regrettable that this practice has a history in certain Occidental nations, even highly advanced members of EPIS. But rest assured, the Orangese government has committed to producing a timetable that would lay out a path to transition to a professional army. Soon, there'll be no need for mercenaries like this poor man.
What kind of a timetable are we talking about here?
Oh, it's hard to put an exact date on it. I believe the proposal for the timetable is due to be completed around 60 or 61.
What? That's like a decade
See?
from now.
That's the kind of progress that the moral intern makes possible.
As a merc, he killed a lot of people on the Seminine Islands for the sake of the Orangese pharmaceutical
A
industry.
great shame, yes. Colonialism is a dark specter in Orange's past.
Who's talking about the past? It's still going on.
Which is why the work of the moral intern is so critical. It is our great bulwark against another century of bloodshed.
He was a motherfucker and a
Officer,
killer.
you shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
It's okay, he told me so.
So you spoke with the victim before he died?
No, this was after
The
he
man
died.
gives the lieutenant a nervous look. The lieutenant raises his eyebrows as though he'd stopped paying attention. Your partner's doing you a favor by pretending not to have heard your insane ramblings.
That's all.
As
That's
I
who he
said,
was.
the loss of any life is terrible, no matter who the person may have been. I do hope you're able to bring his killer or killers to justice. We must show that the rule of law still applies, even in Rivachol.
Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
What's Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
What do you mean?
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
But that doesn't tell me anything about Kedra itself. Is it warm there? Cold? Something
It's
in
warm.
between?
It's also known for its mandarin trees and dust storms from Supramundi. Kedra's an emerging market, but it still has a long way to go. Maybe that's why my friend's menage decided to emigrate.
How did you two even become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
What are you talking about? No one becomes
Oh,
friends
that.
that way.
It's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
You still haven't told me who he
Sorry.
is.
Who?
Your friend, the smoker on the balcony. We were just
But I told
talking
you,
about him.
officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
So all you can tell me about him is that he's here to study
He's
the
deeply
arts.
enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
Which
He's
arts?
a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
You're giving me bullshit. What are you doing in his apartment by yourself?
I'm just enjoying the view.
The man smiles, nodding to the window. What view? It's dark
Listen.
outside.
A baby is crying in the neighboring apartment, waves crashing in the distance, the sound of sea below the window.
Someone's baby is bawling its eyes out.
Listen.
He says again, looking
The
outside.
Insulindian Bay.
What
This
about
place
it?
used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
He knocks on the balcony door, his face mirrored in the darkened glass. I was asking about your friend.
My
Excuse
friend
me.
comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
I had something
I'm
else in
all
mind.
ears, officer.
Alright, I've got
A
what
moment.
I need.
Officer, do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Why can't we
It's
talk
against
later?
diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
Alright, thanks for the heads up, but my work here is
Of
done.
course. I'm glad I could help.
Okay. I need to do a handful of things really quick. So I'm gonna need to step off for like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes probably. Whoever's lurking, if you feel like hanging out, I'll be back in like 10-15. And then I'll be looking towards making moves as far as like wrapping up this day. So we're gonna have to go to the pawn shop because I need to get money to pay for our room for the night. So gonna need to figure that out really quick. And then we're gonna be looking at like wrapping up the day at the very least before we wrap up the stream for the night. So yeah, I'll be back in like 15 minutes or so. Just gonna go ahead and pause. And then when I come back, we might still have about an hour and a half left of the stream. Something like that. I don't know. I'll have an update on that whenever I come back too. But yeah. I'll be back, and whoever's lurking, if you feel like hanging out, I'll be happy to have you, and if not, then hope you have a wonderful night. Alright, he's back. Wrong way. Alright, let's go get some money so that we can afford our room for the night. Sorry, I'm trying to walk, but I'm also like petting my cat. As soon as I sat down again, he jumped back up into my lap, and now he's making biscuits.
That page 3 girl, she must be the most beautiful page 3 girl ever printed. And look at those freckles. The origin of disco. Makes you want to dive into the boogie, doesn't it? Get closer to disco itself with Miss Page 3. Come on, beauty is inviting you on a pilgrimage. A pilgrimage you can make with just your hand.
Hold on, is this what happened when you two get together?
Yes, sure is.
How exactly can I travel to the origin of disco with Miss Page 3?
Come on. Don't say you've forgotten that as well. You can feel what you want to do. You want a party, don't you? Party right now with Miss Page 3. Unzip and party.
What the fuck? Hang on, right now?
That's
Unzip?
exactly what I mean. Unzip and party down on yourself, my man. No one's watching. Except Miss Page 3, of course.
But
look
Kim.
at her thighs. Between her thighs. And what are you waiting for, man? Party with Miss Page 3 all the way to Disco Zero.
Oh my fucking god. What is happening in this fucking game anymore? Should I invite Kim to travel to the origin of disco
Absolutely
with me?
Not.
I don't think so. There's just something uncomfortable about all this.
Fuck. But it's the origin of all disco, buddy. Why not?
Come on, Bratan! You're so close to disco! Take it out and jack it!
There's more to the freckled woman than what you're suggesting. There's more to disco, too. And to me. Okay. I don't want to masturbate on the street, okay?
And more than that, you're sad. There's an absence inside of you. Something missing that may have been freckled too.
Why do I hurt all of a
The
sudden?
furnace has long been cold. Despite itself, you're too sad to jerk off. This is not the first time this has happened, either.
What the
then
fuck?
It is truly over. You are beyond the help of the Page 3 girl. You are truly doomed.
What even triggered that? What is happening anymore?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look.
I'd like to sell my
I'm not
clothes.
purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
He looks you up and down
And especially
quickly.
that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector!
Check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
The postcards aren't worth shit. You can't sell Kim's handkerchief. That'd just be a dick move. We already read this. The rifle is definitely going to be important. Okay, yeah, no. We gotta sell this. Okay. That gives
Another
us
time,
quite a bit of
perhaps.
money, though, because, like, I want to say rent for the night's only 20. So we'll have a decent amount. I should have just taken the bribe from Everard. I have a lot of regrets in this playthrough, if I'm being honest. I should have been doing more drugs the whole time. I definitely should have followed the whole like train of thought with the communism or whatnot. I just didn't want to commit to anything at the beginning. I didn't realize that once you said opt out of thought, like it was permanent, basically. Okay, did we auto-save as we came through the door or anything? No? That's a bummer. I just accidentally took, like, at least 2 morale enhancers. Oh well. Easy come, easy go, am I right? So... yeah, let's talk to Titus again. Yeah. I wouldn't imagine the bookstore is open right now, right? After 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, the bookstore is closed, it turns out. Sorry, I was messaging my girl. Okay, before we talk to Titus, let's go ahead and pay up our rent.
Can I help you? Got
Got
the
my
20
bill.
real?
Yep.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
It's you again. What is it?
Okay, I talked to Clausier. Now I need to talk to Ruby. He leans back and regards you with curiosity. Because she's your real leader.
You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this unit. Get with it, or fuck off.
How many times must I tell you?
Yeah, fuck off!
I'm gonna level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lely's killer.
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
He throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. big guy's
Ruby
size.
is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude.
Crosses his arms.
But we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
I'm gonna take off now.
It's you again. What is it?
I don't know how many skill points I have to spend. I'm gonna be cheeky again. I don't care. I'm gonna save and do the roll. And if I miss it, I'm just gonna fucking load.
What is it?
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought. A massive activity spike in the amygdala copicum, the part cops use to pin murders on people.
Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him?
Because she was here, all night, with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
She didn't go to the toilet? She didn't go up for some fresh air, for one smoke?
No.
In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you the whole
All right.
time.
She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cop.
That's probably for the best. Don't break your stride now.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't nothing gonna slow me down.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
You do agree that the shot came from the roof, right?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez.
Sorry, I'm responding to a message.
Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
There's a 72% chance that the bullet came from the roof.
72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
I analyzed it on the spot. Turns out I can do
No,
that.
you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People talk. And what they say doesn't sound like a science column. You're a madman.
Those numbers were an ass pull, man.
Yeah, And they don't put her on the roof either. It's just mambo jumbo. He hasn't got shit.
Ruby could have gotten to the roof from somewhere inside the whirling.
Nah, the only way up there is through Clausia's room.
How much do you guys know about this place?
We've only been drinking here for what? 6 years? How much do we know?
Been thinking of getting wilding in rats. That is on my ass, boss.
There you go. Tatted on his ass. We know the place.
There's a door downstairs in the kitchen. A locked blue door. Ever been through that?
No.
There's another, right on the roof, next to Clausia's window. How about that? You been through that door?
It's just 2 doors. We're not giving him Ruby for that. She's one of us.
What if those 2 doors are connected, Eugene? Is that your name, Eugene?
Lieutenant leans
If they're
closer.
connected, she could have gone to the kitchen, gone up, shot him on the roof, then come down. All in 5 minutes. How about that?
Yes, she could have. This is one long shot.
Have you noticed the winch out back? On the outer wall of the whirling?
All right, I'll play alone. Those 2 doors of yours, the winch connects them? With some kind of dumb waiter?
What wench? Where's the wench?
On the side of the building. You can see it from the harbor. You want to be a lieutenant, you gotta keep your eyes peeled.
I've seen the winch.
Fuck off, man.
Have we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot?
Firmly? Try shit on a stick. All you've established is a possible route to the roof that you haven't found. And even then, a route doesn't put that bullet in the Burke's head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
We've already established Ruby's running drugs. She could have smuggled guns
God
too.
damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
You were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of it.
Fine, Titus. I'm not getting into it. If it touches on your precious business.
Okay, cop. She's got connections. I could see how she could have access to a gun. That still doesn't mean she did.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
I've analyzed the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed.
So...
The man shrugs and looks
So
at
it
you.
had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your everyone has a gun theory. If it was military grade, how'd Ruby get it?
You don't know. Just be honest.
Just because it's rare doesn't mean you can't get it.
Call. That's exactly what it means.
That wasn't strong.
No, it wasn't, but what are you gonna do? There is a small 28% chance the shot came from beyond the roof.
Yes, goddammit, I know what a 72% chance means. It means there's a 28% chance it isn't that. And 28% is no small chance either.
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing info, candidly.
There are weapons like this just lying around in Martinet.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
It's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there, with others just like
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
It's a goddamn breech loader, too. Find one that works, and you got a military-grade weapon that shoots jacketed ammunition.
He shakes
He
his head.
sees it. This is coming together. He must.
Local pawn shop sold my lost gun to a woman. Maybe it was her.
You lost your gun?
The blonde man is taken aback, not even laughing.
What an idiot!
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? You didn't. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun to kill him.
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it. You'll get a heart attack.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
Thanks, Kim. Always have my back. I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we need to
I don't
find
knock
her.
up. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
The tattooed man bursts out laughing at his own
Easy
joke.
now, Al. This isn't comedy hour.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
I'm trying to be very careful. I don't think that number 2 is the way to go because I feel like that's just going to make him angry. It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover
And I
up.
suppose you have a theory on that.
She could have just been covering up for herself,
Think
Titus.
about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Okay, Eugene, let's assume you
He
killed him.
scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your friends as part of a lynch mob, or alone for
The
committing
man
murder?
is silent.
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss.
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why? She
Why?
was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
When did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
What was she scared of?
I told you. You.
Me? As in the RCM?
No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
She probably knew me from my singing days.
Yeah, that's real funny. She wasn't laughing, though. You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
What else did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop.
Won't stop?
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up, like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener?
You are insistent.
Anything else? Anything?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus, this called Pete. But she was too scared.
Scared? You should be too. A strange fear creeps over you. A metallic taste in your mouth. Change the subject. Everard has a file on you, but that's bogus. What she knows comes from somewhere else, from Jamrock. It must be real stuff.
Dude, this is getting so good. Do you have any clues on where Ruby went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Well, I hit the wrong button again. Whoops. Have you looked for her?
On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlock. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Can you tell me where on the coast I should start looking?
Sure. There's some shit houses there. A cinder block town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
You know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies at a pale something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
There you have it. Pale something.
That just puts an
It
end to
feels
it.
like you'll get to know. soon enough?
It's not much, but it'll do.
It'll have to.
He puts his hand out. Shake his hand.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM sergeant material.
You should be a cop,
When
Titus.
are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men.
Never would have thought I would have ended up liking that character in any capacity. Like, I'm not in love with him. But, like, I never would have guessed that by the end of our interactions, I don't know, that I would have ended up, like, respecting and liking that character as much as I do. I don't know. This game's really, really good. The world building's great. The dialogue is just awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It's very immersive. Okay, let's take a look at what we can do for the rest of the night. And then maybe we'll just go up. Because we don't want to go out to the village or anything. Or across the waterlock, rather. Okay, well. Look at this door one more time.
Yes?
Why did the 41st send me?
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
Dumb brain, I'm good for
You look
nothing.
dumb if you keep the lieutenant waiting for too long.
Nothing.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. The
Touch the
cobalt
door.
blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe.
Leave. The Hardy Boys are gone. See hawthorn bushes outside. We're not gonna have our smoke
Yes?
outside? Oh. I'm not saying that I'm disappointed, but I'm disappointed. I was looking forward to my conversation and a cigarette outside with Kim. I feel like we're not friends anymore or something.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Not Tom. Can I go in Kim's room and bother him?
The lieutenant's no response. What are you doing?
Knock again.
Still no response. Where is he? Isn't it party o'clock? Is he not worried that you haven't found the murder weapon yet? Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? Anything to not face the hanged disco man yet.
Knock again.
You hear the sound of a drawer closing, followed by the shuffling of feet.
Yes, what is it? What time is it?
It's party
Isn't
time.
it always party time with you?
You're going to have to figure this one out on your own.
Good night, detective.
The lieutenant's door is closed.
Aw. Maybe I should have asked him to go over the case with me. Maybe that would have gone better. Hmm. Go up the stairs. What if I just walk out to the balcony with him?
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of yours?
Yeah, and?
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and Ruby-centric in the end.
What do you
Anything
mean?
strike you a bit off about this mishmash?
So far, no one has mentioned hearing the shot.
Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you.
Well, the bolt didn't have to come from the roof. It could have come from anywhere on the coast.
Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window.
The bullet was jacketed, and these just don't lie around everywhere,
Good
do
point.
they?
It is rather rare these days, but do continue.
I'm done thinking about
That's
this.
right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now, you know that. Free as a bird on that roof, lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in this shit and not me? Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further.
Yes?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late and argues with his necktie. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct set me on this case because I'm a fuck up? Like, as a joke.
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why's
I
that?
checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Aww.
He's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. You've given it some thought. Now let it go.
That was really sweet, Cam.
Yes?
I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm trying to open up the door. And then I'm gonna try to talk to you. He said, see you in the morning. Bye.
The lieutenant, no response. What are you doing? Still, no response. Where is he? Isn't it party o'clock? Is he not worried that you haven't found the murder weapon yet? Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? Anything to not face the hanged disco man yet.
Not
You
yet.
hear the sound of a drawer closing, followed by the shuffling of feet.
Yes. What is it? What time is it?
You want to go for a midnight drive to clear our heads?
To clear our heads from what? Sleep?
Sleep is what he needs most right now.
Good night, detective.
Oh. Cam, you're leaving me alone with my invasive thoughts.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. You see your face, such as it is without the expression. It's just hairy.
I don't know how many skill points I have. I don't think that I should try to level up the encyclopedia thing to try that again. Yeah. Fuck it.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. You see your face, such as it is without the expression. It's just hairy. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place.
I want to know.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam.
Does it help if I drink a little alcohol or something? No, it's doing like physique or whatever.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you... A mirror hangs
I like
on
to
the
waste
bathroom
all of
wall.
my...
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion, out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it? Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Lamillion's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume Lamillion, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
How long ago was the
There
news?
is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else? Like, who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
Does this have anything to do with ostentatious orchestrations?
Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway.
Well, I guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Let the mirror be for now. It's a lot of thoughts, man. Alright, let's go to bed.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Go to sleep.
It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you forever on Ferrotape.
Spinning on it.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, The faces turning, changing.
What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
The rain, the snow. I don't want to. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
But what if I want to be the agent of
It's
nothing?
too late. You're not made of nothing anymore. You're something now, Harry. I tried to drown you in the black water, but you re-emerged, kicking and screaming, running. And for what?
For the money, baby.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
Forget politics. I'll never sleep if I keep on like
Are
this.
you sure? You could be closing the door on a brilliant and special future for yourself.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm very boring and apolitical and
Did
sleepy.
you hear that? He's renouncing politics. He's strictly business now.
Just another thoughtless vessel, plowing the grey seas of every day.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the wind. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
Open your eyes.
Wow. So someone's been a little boring.
What?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
What is this? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least
No
of my
need
concerns.
to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard appeal.
I like
Of
brown.
course you do. And maybe some black shoes or a pristine white shirt to go with that. It's official. My lord's copo type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax.
This will be my capo type
Yes,
now?
the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
Alright, whatever. Send out the telefax then. I'm not
Done
ashamed.
and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
Morning, Kim. You know what? Before we do anything,
Can I help you? Got the 20 ray. Good. You got the room for the night, but remember.
there you go, buddy. Woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting. Aha. Steal your stuff. Tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
There he is again, the smoker on the balcony, right here in the whirling rags. Hi.
Hi. So what brings you here?
What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
Here to kick some ass and solve the case I'm working
Well,
on.
here's to you.
He raises a glass before taking a sip of his drink, broth grazing his mouth. Tell me again about that muscular type who came to investigate the
Oh
crime.
yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
What'd you
Nothing.
tell him?
That I didn't see anything.
He believed you?
Why shouldn't he?
Did you tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Your Sunday friend. The witness.
No, I don't think it came up.
What did he look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
His earpiece?
Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear.
What was he saying?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits?
Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Alright, thanks.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
I didn't. He's a government official. I don't trust governments.
Shoot. Why not?
Who is he?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return.
Return
To
where?
his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
Stares at the bar. What are you, you two?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
What does it mean, a Sunday friend?
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
Is that even a friend?
It is. On Sundays.
Why was he staying at your place in the middle of the
He
night?
has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
I don't want to talk about other people. I want to talk about
Mhm.
you.
What about me, gendarme?
Well, nothing else.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Because that is a very low roll. So I feel like I'd want to level up my composure or anything there. Okay. We'll push on a little bit further before we call it for the night. Maybe we won't go over to the village. Let's just go over buy the map if we can. And then we'll go back up and finish looking at the window. I want to say the map was up there, maybe.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. This several maps. The maps look old.
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
Why would you steal it when it's like literally 90 cents?
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Does that interact?
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the
Your
grid.
finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Okay. Okay, so we're really gonna get some new options as places we can go here in a second, I think. So that'll be fun. We'll meet new and exciting characters. She's made around 4 months of payments for this room. Lucky.
The same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman. A ray of backward motion explodes from the man's mouth, through the window to the roof outside, widening into a radius. A prime.
I have the map. Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinet.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
More precisely?
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
Alright, have a look at B prime, the boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
Alright, B double prime, Land's End.
1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
B triple prime. The islet.
1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof in Martinet?
From where, precisely?
Let's say B prime, the boardwalk, B double prime, Land's End, B triple prime, the
I
islet.
see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
Much less than from the roof, but still.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.
Wink. Okay. Damn it. Sorry, I was responding to a message.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Again?
Can I say anything
I
else to these
can't
people?
believe this shit.
Something strange about this guy.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Tell me the truth. You know me from somewhere.
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
From where? From another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
69.
He seems to be observing you through the reflective glass of his eyewear. There's no reply. Perhaps repeat it?
69.
Repeating it gets no reaction from the man with the sunglasses. Suddenly, the world is very quiet. Even the howling wind outside sounds a bit embarrassed.
69.
Repeating it gets no reaction from the man with the sunglasses. Suddenly, the world is very quiet.
41st.
Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere.
He gives you a long, meaningful look and adds.
Somewhere good.
Let's talk more about that hypothetical station 41st you mentioned. Okay, so you're just not going to actually say any of those things? You're just going to say okay? The hypothetical 4-1. Yeah, let's fantasize about that. He blinks aggressively. I'm not busy. You're not busy. Let's just play around. So what would our relationship be in this alternate universe?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
You seem like a bit of a drag. No offense, but I could do better. Actually, you know what? No. Kim's cooler
I'm
than
sure
you.
he's fucking flattered, but Kim is not part of this thought experiment. In this one, we're partners.
The lieutenant is silent.
You seem like a bit of a drag. No offense, but I could do
None
better.
taken, my friend. None taken. Let's be honest. There's been some purely fictional talk in our imaginary station in regards of who'd even be worthy of your partnership. And the conclusion is that a man with your caliber should form his own one-man policing unit. Anyone else would just slow you down.
Do you have a crime to
Oh,
solve?
no. You see, I enjoy watching other, better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
She says, shaking her head and looking at the man with sunglasses disapprovingly. Who else is in our imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but police officers. Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock.
It is 8
Just
a.m.
some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang.
Who is the far-out son of Lang?
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Want to tell me more about him? Or her?
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man.
I can't imagine it anymore.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
His gray eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel
It's
sad.
a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
Alright then, I'll see you around.
Yes? What is it?
I wasn't trying to talk to her.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
I know! Super
There's
weird.
something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still.
I was thinking the same thing. I should just ask him if we're from the same station.
Yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
He shakes his head, looking like he is really having trouble believing this shit. Look, I just have to ask. Are we from the same police station?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Yeah, probably not. I don't remember you from
God
anywhere.
Fucking shit.
He pinches the root of
None
his
of
neck.
this is great news for him. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you at game.
This fucking game, man. Who's this?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
Says the young man with... Oh. That's a wonderful slur that you have written on your back.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
His companion wears a simple yet elegant slogan, fuck the world.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Who are
I
you?
can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Who are the skulls?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
The question
I am
was
so glad you
rhetorical.
asked.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Besmetine, or the Besmeti, the Immortals, are West River Sholian crime syndicates.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
Non-verbal?
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of his firearm.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around their brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
No, they really aren't. It's porno tuning. Say no to the porno.
Fucking Kim, man. I love this guy. Do you know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
The man was hanged in the backyard of the Whirling Rat.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
Ah, this sounds like epistemology, a field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
I know that you don't know shit.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
Believe me, I'd know. I know specters.
No reply. The blonde rebel scratches his chin, deliberately not focusing his gaze on anything. He looks very uncomfortable.
Lieutenant raises an eyebrow, but does not comment. Do you guys know Cindy, the skull?
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
The young man's eyes glaze over, his voice filled with longing.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
He adds, returning from whatever void he was just visiting.
There isn't a hint of hate in them. It's like they're piss and fuck the world out of some kind of moral obligation. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Who's Van Eyck?
Old man, it doesn't matter. You'll be long gone before his greatness is recognized.
A young woman kneels on a sheet of ice, as if looking for something lost ages ago. She bends until her right ear touches the frozen water. She listens to it crack, slowly.
So you're saying I'm an old man?
Yep. Old as fuck.
Yeah, man. It's like at death's door. No wonder you know nothing about the future. You won't be there.
Judging by that, Van Eyck is some sort of musician.
Eyck.
Or killer.
Aren't there more skulls in Martinez?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
Don't you worry about that. we're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are.
Your rhetoric is confusing. Are you part of the Skulls or not?
We're not franchise Skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
And what makes you think that the organization would accept you?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
Ah, you'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
You don't feel very scared.
Are you implying that I might be in some sort of danger? The young man raises 2 fingers to his temple, and an imaginary hammer hits the cartridge. Don't fuck with me, boys. I'm one of the bad cops.
Whoa! Come on, man. We're just talking here. Just words. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no need to throw your authority in our faces.
That's right. Way to put them in the little boy's corner.
You want to talk? Let's talk, boys. Ask them.
He liked how you decisively shut down a situation that could have turned into a farce.
Enough about this scullery, then.
Mm-hmm.
What's with the jackets?
What about them?
Why does your jacket have piss maggot written on it?
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
What?
What I mean by this is, we are all pissed, and that the world is inherently meaningless.
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one field, even if it's rather narrow.
Why do you have "fuck the world" written on your jacket?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it. To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though...
That is a terrible metaphor.
You get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone. Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Is it a coincidence that here we have 2 badass jackets and 2 badass cops?
Hey, Ken.
Yes?
Do you think it's a coincidence?
What is?
That there are 2 of us and 2 of these
What
jackets?
are you implying?
Which one would you wear?
I'm not sure I understand you, detective.
Are you more of a piss maggot or a fuck the world kind of guy?
Neither.
Come on, Kim. It's just a mental exercise.
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think piss is the stronger of the 2 statements.
That works. I feel like I'm more of a fuck the world kind of guy.
Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
So are we done here? Or... You don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
Oh, that's a red check. Ooh. I kind of want to get the jackets, man. I gotta be honest. I'm gonna be cheap and I'm gonna click save because I kind of want to get the jackets now.
That ride is fucking.
Hey, piss. Look who it is.
These guys.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry that it's cheap. I know it is.
That ride.
Hey, piss. Look who it is.
No, no, no. Don't ask anything. Be subtle and scary. The boys dream about being skulls. Use that.
Wait, how?
Suggest their massive skulls. Come on.
Boys, with those jackets, you're gonna be the Skull Kings in
What?
no time.
No! Skulls don't have kings. I think. And we're not even in yet.
Yeah, man, keep your voice down. Skulls don't take it lightly when folks pretend to be them. We're not even prospects yet.
Not even prospects and already aspiring to be kings?
Wow, you boys are ambitious. Only prospects and already planning a coup in the skulls. You're destined to go far.
He gets it. Passive-aggressive flattery.
Shut the fuck up. Are you trying to get us killed?
Now bring it to the jackets and, yes, start shouting.
Yes, we want to be a cool killer skulls too, like you guys, but we don't have skull jackets.
Please be quiet. What? What do you want? The jackets?
You got it. No need for cruelty.
You offer us the jackets like that? It'd be impolite to refuse.
Oh, man. Okay. I get it. Skulls don't really wear slogans anyway. This was stupid.
Fuck.
The lieutenant watches the boys take their jackets off with mild amusement.
Since you said that you were more of a piss maggot kind of guy, I'll take the other
I'm
one.
absolutely okay with not having either one, thank you.
Why not? They're a pair. We can go really raise hell. Go undercover. Hard.
This case doesn't require us to go undercover or raise hell. In fact, I don't think the jackets will be useful at all. I just wanted them to not have them anymore.
Cold-hearted cop.
Still, it's good to know we have a pair in case the need arises.
The need will not arise.
The jackets are meant to complete each other. If a man was standing alone on a street corner with his written on his back, it'd just be an individual that has taken a liking to urine. And fuck the world, all on its own, is, frankly, generic.
I don't know, Eric. It's cold out.
The dark-haired young man just stands there defeated, the wind blows.
Yeah, let's get out of here. The cops fucked us.
I'm sorry, that's fucking hilarious. +1 half-light. Leather jacket that quite recently belonged to a hoodlum who understood love for what it really is. Has the hoodlum's nom de guerre, or however you pronounce that, written on the back. It's quite a statement. A leather jacket that quite recently belonged to a young man who possessed some intimate knowledge on the human condition. +1 drama, -1 authority. What are my bonuses on my current glasses? +1 logic, -1 authority. +1 visual calculus. Yeah, kind of like that. Gives us a bigger bonus on something. Okay. I think we're gonna call it. We could go over to the village, or like across the way to the coast or whatever, but I think I'm gonna save that for maybe tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, then just the next time we do a chill stream. Which, again, it would probably either be tomorrow afternoon or possibly sometime Tuesday evening. I don't know, things have been weird at work for the past couple of weeks, and my schedule's kind of mixed up a little bit. Like, usually I don't work at all today, but I worked a half day today. And then tomorrow I have off, but I'm not sure if I work Tuesday. So I'll have to wait and see. But I'm having a blast with this. I know I say that every time with like all these different games that I'm playing, but I'm really just having a blast with all the games, if I'm being honest. Again, this one's so much different than any other game that I've played before. All in good ways as well. I don't know. It's very, very immersive. I'm definitely getting hooked on the story. I'm really, really intrigued as to where it's going to go from here. Because each time, like, I kind of feel like I don't know. Each time I kind of feel like I have an idea of where things are going, it kind of throws a little bit of a curveball at me. It's very exciting. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. But yeah, on the chance that I don't hop on for another chill stream either tomorrow or Tuesday, then I'll see you on Tuesday night, and it'll be for a horror stream. So we'll do Alan Wake on Tuesday night. It'll be chapter 5. There's 6 chapters to the main game, and then there's 2 DLC chapters. So we'll end up finishing the main game this week, but I'm not sure if we'll go right into the DLC or if we'll play like a different game first and then come back to the DLC to that game. It depends upon how I feel after finishing the main game, I guess. But yeah, that's the plan. But whoever's lurking, whoever's hanging out, thanks for being here. I love it when anybody's here. I love having anybody here. Yeah. I hope it was entertaining for you. Yeah, and maybe I'll see you again sometime. This has been a boy named Sue, coming at you live straight from Baked Potato. I hope you have a wonderful night.